Yes, sir. I guess they can say it is now official. All my people out there, get your Black and Miles, get your cigar, get your whatever it is you're burning up and you're lighting up for the day in the celebration of the Lakers, my Lakers. If you're joining me on this podcast, if you're a Laker fan, so I'll say our Lakers have just added JJ Redick as the head coach. If you don't know, now you know. You can check out this on the Big Dog Chico Facebook page. And after breaking the news, Adrian Wojnarowski hops on ESPN to talk about Los Angeles Lakers hiring JJ Redick as their coach. Redick agrees to a 4-year contract to become the Lakers head coach. Rob Pelinka, the general manager of the Lakers, became sold on Redick. They're saying after UConn's coach Dan Hurley turned down the 6-year, $70 million offer from the Lakers last week. Now you have JJ Redick stepping into that thing, getting a 4-year deal as the Lakers coach. The Los Angeles Lakers have agreed to a 4-year contract with JJ Redick to make him the franchise's next head coach. Of course, these are sources that was told to ESPN on Thursday. Redick, an ESPN NBA analyst who played 15 years in the league, met with the Lakers vice president and general manager Rob Pelinka and owner Jenny Buss over the weekend to discuss and have conversations on the vacancy continued throughout the week. Sources said Pelinka offered Rob or Redick the job Thursday morning. Sources said Pelinka became sold on Redick's ability to connect with the players and his basketball IQ, and believes surrounding Redick with an elite coaching staff will help shorten his learning curve into his first coaching job. Sources said Redick moved into the forefront of the search after a week ago after the pursuit of Connecticut head coach Dan Hurley was ultimately rebuffed. The Lakers offered Hurley a 6-year, $70 million contract that he turned down earlier this week. Sources said as Pelinka sought with Hurley, he still wants a teaching coach and staff who will prioritize the development of young players such as Max Christie, Austin Reeves, and Rui Hachimura, and can design a creative approach to feature Anthony Davis on both ends of the floor. Sources said Redick has a strong relationship with Lakers star LeBron James, of course, who he has co-hosted a basketball podcast with. What do y'all think about this? Let me know in the comments right now. Lakers just hired my guy. I'm saying my guy, like, but JJ Redick as the Lakers' next head coach. I'm loving it. As of right now, NFL guys talked about it. Damian Woody, Adam Schefter, and Herm Edwards reacted to the news also. They kind of chuckled about it, but at the end of the day, it's a good thing to have him as the coach for the Lakers right now at this time. Uh, the Lakers, of course, no coach has coached the Lakers since Phil Jackson has retired. No coach has lasted more than 3 seasons with the Lakers since Phil Jackson. Can JJ Redick find long-term success? Luke Walton coached 246 games. Frank Vogel 225. Darvin Ham 164. Byron Scott 164, and Mike D'Antoni coached 154 games. Rosecrans said, we still have a personal problem. Austin Reeves needs to dip and a liability on defense. I like Austin Reeves, but I do think we need to trade him for a better piece. You're exactly right. JJ, I could deal with it. I still like Mark Jackson as the head coach, but nobody was considering him. It seems like so. We went with the next best thing, the popular choice, the fan favorite. I think they would, it would be fair to say, and go with JJ Redick. Man, played in the league 15 years. Uh, why not? Put him around a bunch of guys who have experience. Why not? What at this point nobody has coached and lasted, as you saw, over 3 years. Why not give this guy a chance? Why just keep going down the same pot, getting assistant coaches, former coaches, guys who feel like they can do this? The Lakers in Los Angeles is a whole different spotlight to be coaching under. LeBron James is a whole different player to be coaching. What's his resume? He coached his son's team. That's it. He coached his son's team, and I think that's his only coaching experience before this. Of course, he's been playing basketball for the last 15 years in the league, been an analyst for the last couple of years, I would say, but played 15 years in the league. Before that, played at Duke. So no real coaching experience, but you can go from the sidelines to the analyst spot to the podcast with LeBron James to on the sideline coaching the LA Lakers, the most historic franchise, in my opinion, in the NBA and arguably in sports, uh, uh, with the Cowboys and the Yankees. That's a you could argue that along with the Boston Celtics, who just won their 18th championship, which I can care less about. But shout out to my guy JD Davison, who was on the practice squad and G League team from Calhoun, Alabama, not too far from my hometown, down there in the country somewhere, down in the 4-5. Shout out to him. He got him a ring too because he was a part, of the team, the practice squad, the G League guys or whatever. He is he get him a ring. So at the end of the day, I'm proud of him, proud of Jaylen Brown and what they put together. But I'm a Laker fan to the death, so I can't really root for the Boston Celtics. I wish JD would have got drafted by the Lakers. I want Gilbert Arenas to be on the staff. Easky. Gil ain't playing no games. Gil will try to draft his son. Speaking of that, Gilbert Arenas' son made the what do you call it? The USA under 17 team as LeBron James' son, Bryce James, and Camelo's son didn't make it. You got a bunch of stars, former NBA players' sons on that team, as you'll see right here. LeBron James and Camelo's son did not make the final USA under 17 roster. Two-time NBA All-Star Carlos Boozer. His twin sons, Caden and Cameron, are finalists. Taj Ariza, the son of NBA champion Trevor Ariza, and Elijah Arenas, son of three-time NBA All-Star Gilbert Arenas, are also on the roster. Bryce James, LeBron James's youngest son, and Cayenne Anthony, Carmelo Anthony's son, were on the training camp roster but did not make the final 19-man roster. The finalists will compete for 12 spots on the roster for the 2024 FIBA Under 17 Men's World Cup. Starting June 29th, the athletes are from the high school graduating class of 2025 and 2026. Now, for y'all that don't know, Gilbert Arenas' son is pretty dope. Elijah Arena. He might be the best out of these guys, but I think Caden and Cameron Boozer, the twins, are getting a lot of exposure and attention also. Oh yeah, Rosecrans on it. He just told me the same thing. There you go in the chat, baby. But if you haven't already, y'all go check out Big Dog Chico Sports Talk on Facebook. I know half y'all on here got Facebook. Check me out on Facebook and stay up to date with sports news and things of that nature from myself. We also have clips from ESPN on here. Got quotes from Coach Prime. You got rumors and updates. Stephen A. Smith doesn't believe Charles Barkley is retiring. I just think he's pissed off. I'm not saying he's lying. I'm saying I don't believe he's gone for good. Don't believe it. That's what Stephen A. Smith said. Thoughts on that? Y'all think Charles Barkley done for good? I think it's okay for Barkley to just go back and chill and sit down and do nothing. He said he didn't want to be on TV in his 70s or late 60s. Why not go sit down and do nothing right now? That's what I would do if I was him. You feel me? All right, question though. If y'all saw Unkin Chico, the latest show that we just put out, you'll see us talking about Bronny James and if he should get picked in the NBA draft, and what would you do if you had a chance to pick him in the draft, whether it's a lottery pick or not? What would you do? Would you pick Bronny James? As the Timberwolves are showing a lot of interest also in drafting Bronny James, according to Rich Paul. You tag him up with Anthony Edwards. What do y'all think about that? That's a good partnership. That's a good tag team. What team is the ideal fit for Bronny James? Well, Uncle Neely and myself discussed it. Maybe I can show that to you guys. Damn, this is what the league coming to right here. But I can show that to you guys. Neely basically said he would draft Bronny. I kind of thought about it. I said, you know what? I probably would draft him too, but I don't know if I would draft him with the number 1 overall pick or top 3. After that, it's kind of like a crapshoot in the draft with the players that's in the draft right now. So who knows? I would say definitely think about drafting Bronny James to your squad. Why not? But until then, we're going to be talking about a lot more stuff. This is Big Dog Radio. Y'all can join the conversation if you want. But we're going to have a lot of like 10, 12-minute clips on here. Well, I'm just going to be talking on this, I would say, this Big Dog Radio clip. And we'll talk about, give some sports takes on different topics and trendy things that's going on out there. Like I said, the Lakers just signed JJ Redick as their coach. Bronny James, possibility of him being drafted. Where would you draft him at? If I got the number 1 pick, I'm definitely considering it. But let me see. If anything after the number 3 pick, I'm like, hold up, dog. Hold up. Why not take him and have a chance to get in LeBron too? Just like Neely said on this clip right here, your sales are going to go through the roof. You know what I'm saying? Why not get him and have fans in your crowd? And if you're Atlanta, you're definitely the Black Mecca. You're going to have everybody there. Boosie, Usher, everybody in the crowd. Well, I'll play this clip for you right quick. Let me see. Can you hear it? Hold down, coach. Hold down. Oh, that's why you can't hear it. Hold up. Put it on here for you guys.
Eyeballs on screens, merchandise flying out the window, and to have LeBron James come join you and say his last 1 or 2 seasons, the maths for me, man. I'm going with the math. I'm picking.
And we back on once again, baby, with Unc and Chico. The pregame show and Big Dog Chico checking in to you right now. We're on the heels of the NBA Finals. We got Jaylen Brown as the NBA Finals MVP after they defeated the Dallas Mavericks, of course. You predicted it. You said the Celtics was going to win. I thought the Mavericks somehow was going to be able to pull it out. But
man, look, Chico, I don't even want to take credit for it, man, because the thing is,
I don't know what made me think the Mavs was going to get a win. I don't know what made me think the Mavs was going to win. But if the Mavs can get LeBron and Bronny, that'd be crazy. Memes or pictures with LeBron joining the Mavericks because they are rumored to draft Bronny if the Lakers pass on him because of the connection with the GM there and Rich Paul, who is of course, the agent for Clutch Sports, LeBron James, and of course, who will be representing Bronny James. So how do you see that playing out in the draft? Let's go to Bronny James right quick. How do you see that playing out in the draft? Should he be drafted? Is he an NBA player from what you've seen? And let's go. We'll look at it from a business standpoint too. As an owner, would you look to draft him?
Oh my God, you just hit it right there at the park. As a owner, absolutely. Because as a owner, I'm paying these bills. As an owner, I got to look at the expense side and the revenue side. And let's just be clear. This won't be the first draft in NBA history where somebody has picked somebody that wasn't better or worse than the people after them. There was people got picked in front of Michael Jordan. Like this happened.
Right.
You look at jersey sales, you look at attention, you look at selling out arenas, you look at what it means that now LeBron gonna want to come play for the same team that his son on. Man, I'm absolutely picking Bronny James.
So you, but let's take it here. If you're in a top 10 pick, or does that change if you're outside of the lottery? Do you consider him if you're a top 5 pick or so?
If I'm knowing what I'm knowing that LeBron James Sr. wants to close out his career with his son, I don't care what I'm picking. The first pick I get, I'm picking Bronny. I take the criticism, I take the hit, because again, I mean, Sam Bowie went before Michael Jordan. The league survived that. Look how many people went before after Greg Odom. The league survived that. This stuff happens, man. But when you talk about an impact, when you talk about putting butts in seats, eyeballs on screens, merchandise flying out the window, and to have LeBron James come join you and say his last 1 or 2 seasons, the maths for me, man. I'm going with the math. I'm picking Bronny no matter what.
I agree with you to a certain extent. If I'm like the Atlanta Hawks, right, and they have a chance to get that kid, the Alexander kid, I think from Australia, 7'1", might be a KD type player, projected to go number 1. I might look at taking him and just building for my future. But I love what you're saying from that standpoint, because if LeBron James comes to your team, you're going to be an instant playoff team. Your revenue sales going to be out the window.
See,
the game's going to be sold out. You know what?
You're right. Look, you making my point for me.
I'm making your point right now.
When my light bill due next month, I ain't thinking about the light bill 3 years from now. I'm thinking about the light bill next month. Bronny James is gonna pay the light bill next month. Like, man, bring him in here.
Yeah, he lied.
He'll hold his own, and matter of fact, let's say he a bust and people just tear him up every night, and you still come to watch.
Yeah.
I don't. If I lose, I don't lose.
If I lose, I don't lose. You're right about that. As an owner, you're right. Because if I lose, I don't lose. If I lose, I don't lose. That's cold-blooded to say right there. So I would definitely think about, if I'm one of these owners out there, think about drafting Bronny James to my squad just to have him there. And he made a point right here too about how that relates to Coach Prime and how Rick George brought Coach Prime in. And it doesn't matter whether Coach Prime win or not, because y'all been losing so long and losing money. If you bring in Coach Prime, even if he's losing, people are going to come and see. So you will have that revenue there. You will have that cash flow. You will have that influx of all the eyeballs and things watching. Your brand has risen, has gone up because Coach Prime has been there. So at the end of the day, I think it's a business move, and that's the way Uncle Neely was looking at it. That's the way I look at it also, man. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Leave a like, subscribe, comment, all the other good stuff. As of right now, we're going to be up and about this thing. We'll be back with more. Chill to the scene, the place to be. Peace in the Middle East. Yeah.